Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So welcome once again to our World Holy Name session, Kirtan and Discourse on the importance of the Holy Name. We'd like to thank our Trini boys and girls for the wonderful Kirtan. I think they were trying to do something else, but Nam Prabhu had another plan. Um, Kirtan, Kirtan, Kirtan. So just before we, in the meantime, Hari Kirtan are getting ready to do put on Jayarada Madhava. We'd like to make sure all the devotees are here and you're ready. This evening we'll have one of our own. His Grace Rajarshi Prabhu will be leading us in some importance of holy name, chanting of the holy name, and pastimes of the holy name. I'm looking forward that in a few days' time we can hear some testimony maybe of some persons. What have been your experience chanting over the years, or um, how important the holy name you think the holy name would have been for you? Many devotees give testimony that prasadam would have transformed their life, or books, philosophy, or so many things. But let's hear. I'm looking forward for some people said that they hear the holy name in the street and the city and somewhere, and they on the radio or on the television, and they became transformed. So that will come soon. You ready? So we'll go for Jayarada Madhava, and then we'll come back to present His Grace Rajarshi Prabhu. Haribo.
Jai Radha Madhava Punya Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Punya Bihari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha गिरिवनधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रजजन रञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजजन रञ्जन यमुनतीरो वनचारी यमुनतीरो वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्ति जय श्री राधा कृष्ण को गोपनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय नवदीप धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय द्वारका धाम की जय स्वामी भक्तवृंद की जय और ग्लोरी टू और ग्लोरी टू थैंक यू वेरी मच
Hare Krishna. Now get in video, Hari. Hare Krishna. So welcome once again, and we like to thank each and every one of you to join us, whoever are joining us either on Zoom or Facebook, or also Hari Kirtan are airing on YouTube also. So it has been an exciting few days. The feedback from many devotees have been overwhelming for the last 2 days by the Hari Prabhu and His Holiness Guru Prasad Maharaj. And of course, the little kirtan before. Today would have been an amazing day. Many devotees trying to immerse themselves in the holy name by chanting as much as possible or to read 64 rounds. It would have been one of those days because tomorrow we are preparing for 8 hours non-stop kirtan. 6 hours will be on the roadside and 2 hours at the temple to join another 2 hours from Trinidad and 2 hours from Suriname, which will also be 6 hours on Zoom, on Facebook, on YouTube also. Hari Kirtan excited to set up the canter truck and hopefully he will be able to he wants to imitate Mayapur Parikram, that he can air live while we are out there on the Kirtan. I just want to show you something that would have happened today. Let's see, you can flip this. Okay, so in our home here, this was part of what was happening. We had like 4 big tulsi plant like this, and the altar is there, and you can see another tulsi plant next to the fan there, and there is another one on the wall there. So that is what was happening in our home, trying to create as much auspiciousness as possible as we begin from 2 o'clock this morning, trying to complete 64 rounds. I still have maybe 10 more rungs, like 8 or 10 more rungs to complete after Rajarshi Prabhu would have finished this evening. So anyway, that is, giving you a little highlight of what's happening, and we're looking forward for another few days. We're going up to the 23rd, of course, and it's Purushottam month. It's happening in the most auspicious manner, you may say, auspicious way. Simultaneously, World Holy Name Week and Purushottama month together. You cannot ask for more incentive. If you go to the supermarket and they have some sales, and you're thinking, I can only spend, a few dollars and that I will get so much in return. Well, this is much more than that. Purushottama month and World Holy Name Week. So I know that the devotees in Trinidad and different places in the world, they have been, completely immersing themselves in so many kathas going on, so many japa retreat, kirtan, so many things are going on, and it's all, I will say, by the unknown good fortune of coronavirus, this special mercy that coronavirus comes with. Previously to this, I have been repeating this over and over. Previously to this year, everybody would have gone, all the temples all over the world would have gone their harinams and their flyers and their pamphlet distribution and have some 6-hour kirtan in their temple or 24-hour kirtan. But now the whole world come together. We are celebrating World Holy Name Week together. So this is amazing, amazing. So many things are happening. His Grace Rajarshi Prabhu have been there day in, day out, years go, years come, in all these festivity, in all this celebration. And likewise, this time here, he also took great advantage of the lockdown period and tried to, get himself and other devotees in so many sangha. So without any further ado, we'd like to humbly request His Grace Rajarshi Prabhu to kindly give us a treat this evening and trying to imbibe more and more the importance of the holy name, importance of taking shelter of the holy name, and how we ourselves will become enthused and inspired as he have been for the last 40 plus years in Krishna consciousness, dedicating himself more and more every day. Thank you very much, Rajarshi Prabhu, and over to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Is everyone hearing? Am I audible to everyone? Hare Krishna. Are you all hearing me?
Yes, Rajarshi Prabhu, we're hearing you clear.
Okay, Hare Krishna. So I'll do Mangala Charana and then we would continue. Homa Gyanati Mirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaham Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyang Dadati Shva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapara Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitangscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Vipasindhubhya Yivacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So once again, pleasant welcome to everyone. Last night, we had this deep and thoughtful topic by Badahari Prabhu, taking shelter of the holy name. Quite the ultimate purpose of our chanting, to take shelter. I would like to sort of go to the external perspective, and that is taking a look at this phenomena. How is it that Srila Prabhupada transformed people all over the world? In other words, we're experiencing a phenomena today. People all over the earth planet performing Harinam Sankirtan, unprecedented in Kali Yuga. An example of japa today, devotees chanting 64 rounds. To invest so much time, energy, concentration. How many religious people on the earth planet do such things? So there is a phenomena on the earth planet that Srila Prabhupada created, revolving around the holy name. How was Srila Prabhupada distinguished from other swamis, gurus? How is ISKCON distinguished from so many churches and mosques, mandirs, religious organizations? How are we different? By what we are distinguished? I hope that we would have time for you to make some input towards the end. So I'm going to put this to you. If holy name organizers were to be pointed and ask every devotee, look, we want to get so many new people to chant japa, chant the holy names of the Lord. And we want you, the individual, everybody who you know, who you went to school with, who you work with, your neighbor, everyone you know, we want you to approach them to take up chanting. My question to you is, what would be your approach to convince people that they should be chanting Hare Krishna? What would be your approach? We would like to hear from you. So I'm going to give some of that external scenario, and then we will sort of bring it back to last night, Brother Harry, our personal taking shelter, because Srila Prabhupada came, made effort to educate, to propagate, to promote. So what are some of the distinguishing points that Srila Prabhupada, by which he achieved his mission? So let's begin. The names of God in religion, yes, it's known. People in all religions, you would hear about the chanting of the names in all religion. But one thing is very clear, you don't find the determination, the commitment, or the clarity in understanding in all these religions. So how is Srila Prabhupada's teaching distinguished, and what made it special? Let's look at a few points. One, the information Srila Prabhupada presented about the context of our existence. We are living in Kali Yuga, this present situation. We're existing in Kali Yuga. Then the understanding that in each yuga, there is a yuga dharma, a specific process for attaining perfection. Because in Hinduism, you could find all types of confused people because there are so many different paths. So someone may be reading this Shastra, reading this scripture, trying to practice this type of meditation, trying to follow this, all different types of things. But this information from scripture, Krite yadhyayatu Vishnum Tretayam yajato makai dwapare paricharyayam kalo tathari kirtanat. In the Krita or the Satya Yuga, there was dhyan. Yes, people were doing meditation. Tretayam yajato makai, very elaborate jagyas in Treta Yuga. Dwapare paricharyayam, there was archanam, deity worship in the Dwapara Yuga. But in Kali, Kalota Dhari Kirtanat, the chanting of the holy names. That's quite a revelation for people. The question would be, why is it that people are not doing that? Well, perhaps they have not been fortunate enough to know about the Yuga avatar, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's existence, he is supposed to be Chana avatar, covered. But he is not really all that covered. Throughout the scriptures, Bhavishyami, Sachi Sutta, direct information, he would appear as the son of Sachi Devi. That Krishna Varnam Twish Akrishnam, how he will be accompanied by his associates, and he'll be performing Kirtan, Sankirtan, Mahabharat, Suvarna Varna Hemanga Varangas Chandanangari, Sannyasa Krit Samakshanta, Shanti Nishta Parayana, taking the role of a sannyasi. So there's nothing too covered and ambiguous about the Yuga avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So to have clear understanding coming in disciplic succession. Of course, that concept itself, Srila Prabhupada presenting of disciplic succession. How many people are really aware that sampradaya vihinaye mantrashte nishpalamataha? If you are chanting some mantra, but if you're not getting that in sampradaya, nishpal, it won't produce fruit, it won't produce the result. That's quite something. If you plant and cultivate, spend a lot of energy growing this tree, but then and you're expecting, but it doesn't produce any fruit, then what is the value, of what you're doing? So sampradaya vihinaye mantrashte nishpalamataha. You have to follow disciplic succession. So these are some of the things that Srila Prabhupada channeled, through which he got people to understand and be focused. There is a yuga dharma. Yes, there are so many different processes. There are many different things, paths in the Vedas. But the good fortune of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas is we are following the Yuga avatar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who empowered the Goswamis, his disciples, to give us the specific requirements for perfection. Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had them give us all the details, specific information that we need. So we were talking about, yes, religious people know about the holy names, but let us look at some of the concept or the understanding that make devotees in ISKCON or in this Gaudiya Sampradaya so committed and focused on the Yuga Dharma. We have the understanding that Kali Kali Namarupi Krishna avatar, that Krishna has incarnated in Kali Yuga in the Nam Roop, in the form of the holy name. That's quite something, that God is present. He is very close to us. We could just chant and associate with the Lord. He's present in the holy name. Not too many people, even put aside all what we are speaking about, Yuga Avatar. Krishna came 5,000 years ago, gave all that information about himself. How many people on the earth planet are fortunate and able to take advantage of what Krishna is saying? So as you see, it's not working. So therefore Krishna taught what will be the benefit? I've come, I've done so much, but if I don't give people prema, if they don't get love, what will be the benefit? The topmost thing. Therefore, who will give Krishna prema? Who will give? It is who have. So it is Srimati Radharani who has Krishna prema. So Krishna, taking the form, Gauranga Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radharani, came to give what? Golokera prema dhana harinama sankirtan. That dhana, that the treasure, that topmost, that treasure of divine love in Goloka, that has descended in the form of the chanting of the holy names. So our theology clearly reveals Nama Chintamani Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukto Bhinatwang Nama Namino. This understanding that there is no difference between the Lord, the person, and this name, there is no difference. That's quite a revelation. Devotees function with this conviction. So this science presented by all the Goswamis, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emphasis that Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam, that the holy name, the holy name, the holy name, Kalo Na Ashtiva, there's no other way, no other way, no other way. The Lord himself emphasized that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's demonstration of the chanting and the information he gave about the chanting. Nam Namakari Bahudhanija Sarva Shakti. Can you imagine that in this name that we have access to, that this is Krishna. Krishna is present in this name, and I have the privilege, I have the good fortune to accommodate Krishna, to experience Krishna. And the Krishna I'm experiencing, Bahudha Nija Sarva Shakti. Sarva Shakti. Can you imagine all God, all his powers, all his attraction, knowledge, bliss, everything? We have the opportunity to access this God. What more can you want with the Lord coming, Kali Kali Nama Rupa Krishna Avatar, being present? Obviously, the onus is on our side. The subject matter will come down to my qualification or disqualification. Last night when Badahari Prabhu was speaking about taking shelter, I started to contemplate, but wait a minute. What is the qualification for a person to take shelter of the holy names? In other words, if I'm in a material situation, I am comfortable, I have some bank balance, I have my job, I have family members, I am feeling quite okay, comfortable. Am I really in a situation to be crying out to really take shelter of the holy names? How would that come about? What is required for us to come to a state that we really want to take shelter of the holy name? Yes, we are going to take our beads, spend a few hours. Mahatma Prabhu, you have heard from him. Just chanting and actually chanting. Are you just chanting? Well, they say to chant somehow, you know, everybody chanting, so I chant. But all the different mood that is required, the method, the mood, the mellow. Method is just, external mechanical pronouncing properly the holy name. Getting that mind, dealing with this mind, because this whimsical mind is quite an obstacle. Srila Prabhupada said the first business of the transcendentalist is to control the senses and the mind. There's no question of yoga practice if our senses and mind is just wild. Bahusaka hi anantascha. Just bahusaka, many branch. Here, there, go, just all over. If our life is such that we are still anchored down to things, sense gratification, those things will not be conducive to to focusing on the holy name. I won't really. This is sense gratification. We may be doing a lot of service, but sense gratification, it's like you have a strainer and your spiritual strength leak out. So there are things that undermine and minimize. Yes, we're making a lot of effort. But to give vent or leave room for sense gratification means our spiritual strength would leak out. This practice that Prabhupada gave us, just chanting these prescribed number of rounds and following these 4 regulative principles, Radhanath Swami said that these things are actually very, very powerful. To follow these 4 principles and to chant these holy names, that is something that's really, really powerful. He said, but we undo the results by aparad. If we commit Vaishnava aparad, or we don't have proper attitude, Vaishnava seva, then the practice that we are doing, following the 4 principles and the chanting, we don't give that support. Similarly, the contemplation and indulging in sense gratification, these things are not conducive. Or Srila Prabhupada says, lack of proper sadhana. Yes, you're chanting, but he said, that is like trying to cook with wet wood. You're trying to chant, but not proper sadhana or indulging in sense gratification. He said that is like trying to cook wet wood. He said, go on cooking 300 years. Prabhupada said, go cooking for 300 years. you wouldn't achieve anything, because you're not supporting, we're not supporting, not giving it the proper environment and atmosphere, the holy name to blossom, to manifest. So yeah, and the thing we were speaking about earlier on, the mission, Mahaprabhu's mission, that this is Mahaprabhu's business, that whoever you meet, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna, Shiksha, everyone we meet. But then again, they say you cannot give something to someone that you don't have. We can't give somebody something that we don't have. So what it really means is that to the degree we have cultivated the holy name, we've taken the holy name, we have some attraction, we have some taste for it. To that degree, we will actually be effective in sharing it also. Yes. Of course, we could see that the Krishna consciousness movement have been very effective. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahitara Pravartana. Nobody could spread the names of Krishna without being invested with Krishna Shakti. So just on the basis of this, we can see that the Krishna consciousness movement is, is very potent, very powerful, very effective in transforming people. And it continues to do that in all different ways. As Prabhupada Dev Prabhu was mentioning at the beginning, we do not know, we don't always see the clear picture. Whatever Krishna does is good. We don't always understand how that is so. That whatever Krishna does is good. He was making the point that there was a conventional way, a normal way. Every temple will, go on the Harinam, they would do some kirtan session, they would do this, they would do that. But here we are, a scenario in the year 2020 has come about by providence that is revealing to devotees many, many things that we can think about. Like I've mentioned before, the common saying, people, when the lockdown came about, then people started to, they started to think more, they started to become poet. Well, if you can't go out, go in. Whether they know what it means to go in, that's devotees could guide them in that. Devotees could take them on a guided tour within, a bona fide guided tour within, what it means, how to go within. Because yes, the world had been crazy, just bahusakhahiyanantascha, consciousness many branch, because we had a so-called freedom. At least Maya made us feel so for a while that we have freedom, we could just go as we like and let our senses go as we like. But there are many things that devotees are realizing and developing in this period of time, just like all this coming together. this is actually very important because before, managers used to have this to be considerate with how much they ask from the devotees. If you want to hold some classes, then you will know, well, people does have board meeting on this day. They just come together to do this thing on this day. And so but and people leaving their home so much time. But actually we have discovered in the present scenario, Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya, we could do this every single day. And thanks to the devotees in ISKCON, with the Shravana week, focus on reading Srila Prabhupada's book, now with the World Holy Name Day. If you chant 64 rounds today, your 16 rounds, obviously, tomorrow will be not such a big deal. Just in case it was paining you and you felt that 16 rounds was quite a burden. After you brace your mind and you strengthen yourself and you make the effort and you chant 64 rounds, then obviously you should be thinking, why 16 rounds every day? 40 years when you, Balakrishna Prabhu, he will say, when you joined 50 years ago, you was chanting 16 rounds. After 50 years, that's the best you could do, chant 16 rounds. That's the best you could do with your life. Krishna is saying, Satatang Kirtayanto Mang, always chant. He comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and saying, Kirtaniya Sadahari. Are you still in the mood of finishing up? Finish the last one. 16. Are we examining our progress as so many years are going by? Anyway, the point is that in this period of time, it's helping devotees to be introspective and thoughtful also. So many things. I mean, long ago, where was the Purushottam month long ago? We did know about Purushottam, Bhakti Purushottam Swami, but we didn't really pick up on the Purushottam month. now you go on YouTube, it's so much Purushottam month kathas, the glories. So we should just count our blessings that we belong to a society of the most intelligent human beings. As Prahlad said, Tanmanyeta Dhitam Uttamam, those who are engaged in these 9 processes of bhakti, they must be understood to be the most intelligent human beings, for they have acquired complete knowledge. We live in a society where, as time goes by, we're getting so much support. Purushottam month, the vrat, the vows, daily chanting, daily observances. So the idea is that we should count our blessings. This World Holy Name Week, I was just thinking, my God, I find a week too short. It's like if we had a holy name month, then we could have released the devotees and say, all right, coronavirus, you can't go too hard on them, right? I was just thinking, it'll be exciting to give devotees an opportunity to surrender, go and meet people, put your false ego aside and go and try to convince people. Take a japamala, we'll give you a free japamala. We want you to take a vrata vow to chant 1 round a day. Can you imagine if devotees take up a challenge like that to please Krishna, to give people the holy name? How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be pleased? Yes, this holy name week, devotees are trying some way, but I was just thinking, in normal circumstances, to observe, we probably need more than a week. We could take it worldwide. We'll take their week and stretch it to a month for preaching purposes. We'll say, this is World Holy Name Month, and give you more time. Let us see at the end of the month how much people you could get to take up the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. It'll do us a great deal of good, and we'll really give the holy name to a lot of people out there. So we are grateful for being in this society where devotees are putting a spotlight on the holy name with all the efforts and so on. It will do a great deal of good. Krishna is all good, and we are fortunate. We should imbibe as much as possible. And who knows, maybe when coronavirus goes away and we release you with all the Shakti that you acquire and you accumulate in this period of time, when we let you go out there, you will just be creating waves of, making devotees and spreading Krishna consciousness. So we just have to capitalize, take advantage, maximize whatever we are doing. 64 rounds today. When tomorrow come, we're going out to do so many hours out here. This is the mode. This is what pleases the Lord. Srila Prabhupada said, please Krishna by your anxiety. Yatantas chadred vrata, endeavoring with great determination. Yes. So of course, the more effort we make, Krishna blesses, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blesses us, and we get mercy, we get strength, we're able to focus, we're able to get enlightenment, awakening more and more also. So these are a few thoughts. We didn't go deep. We didn't, all the reading in the japa, I just have the markers there, but that will be for another time. That won't come about this time. But these are just a few thoughts, and thank you all very much for the ongoing participation, and I'd like to thank Prabhupada, Dave Prabhu, and the devotees for being very thoughtful and nice support. Yesterday, that nice piece of kirtan from Mayapur really felt good. It's nice we have daily kirtan, but when the devotees, take some of those things and bring in, it's very nice. So I would stop here, and if devotees want to give some feedback on the holy name, what you had been thinking about, let us hear, let us get some feedback from devotees about, anything you like. We have a few minutes left.
So we have some time just to make the devotees think a little bit more from your question that you asked in the beginning, and just before people start to respond, what technique or what they will do to get people. We want to show something that circulate. I think many devotees already saw it, but together we are going to see this by His Holiness Lokanath Swami, make the world fortunate. So Hare Kirtan. You ready?
Dear devotees, Hare Krishna, our ISKCON Harinam Sankirtan Ministry has partnered with ISKCON Online to promote the campaign Fortunate People. I invite you to participate in this outreach campaign. The goal of this Fortunate People is to bring love and peace to the whole world. Real love is love of Godhead, and once you have love of Godhead, then you become peaceful. Mahaprabhu brought the holy name. It is simple. Open the WhatsApp link below. Say your name and location. Say this chant is dedicated for love and peace. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare 1 time. Stop the recording. Click send. All these instructions are given below. Your chanting will become part of the united offering to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Encourage the people around the world to become fortunate. Start with yourself and become familiar with how it works. Then look around for those who do not chant. Encourage others to do this and also become fortunate. Maybe some of your family members are not chanting. Maybe some colleagues in your office are not chanting. Make yourself fortunate and then make others fortunate also. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Click the link and send your video today.
Wow. So that is quite something there from Lokanath Swami, make the world fortunate. So we can open now. Let's hear some comments from devotees or what technique you come up with. Rajarshi Prabhu mentioned a few things to get people to chant, to get people to take the holy name. Lokanath Maharaj said do one mantra. Rajarshi Prabhu said get them a bead, a bead and chant one round. So anyone can go. You can raise your hand or you can unmute and you can go right ahead. Any question or any response to Rajarshi Prabhu's question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This is Dr. Gomes.
Yes, Doctor Hare Krishna.
First of all, I am very fortunate person to listening our Prabhu Rajarshi disclosure. I am very, very fortunate. I have thanks to Prabhupada, his team and Sachi Sultan. They arrange wonderful event. Sometimes because of my time schedule, I couldn't attend. Sometimes I missing. But I am so happy what our Prabhu just spoke about. Everything. Very short, very, very sweet. Rajarshi Pro, I am very, very fortunate listening your disclosure. I am so happy. Yeah, some basic, it might everybody know, but I want to know that. Prabhuji, Krishna has married 8 wives, like Rukmani Devi, Satyabhama, and Shyamala, so on. But we are devotee whatever. Even our altar, we keep only Radha Rani. We didn't keep the Rukmani Devi or Satyamama. We never keep the Krishna wife. Why we keep the Radha Rani on the altar? Second question. We
Go
have
with the
the
first one. Go with the first one first, and then you will come
yes.
with this. So
Okay, Prabhu.
Let us take them one at a time.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
So Chaitanya Charitamrita explains just as Krishna has his expansions. He expands as Balaram, then Chatur Vyuha Vasudev Pradyumna Nirud Sankarshan. So too, the Lord's internal energy has expansions.
Okay.
So in Leela, Radharani appears to not be Krishna's wife in Leela.
Okay.
But Radharani is the origin of all the queens, all the Lakshmis. There are gopis, Sakis, and so on. So Radharani is the origin. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, Radharani is the original, not the Rukmini and the Satyabhama. They are expansions.
Okay, okay.
Lakshmi forms also their expansion. So Radharani is the actual embodiment of the Hladini Shakti. It is in Leela that Radha would play a role that, you know, like that. But Radharani is the origin of all the Lakshmis and all the queens and Sakhis and so on. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you. Second question. When we have the holy war, the Krisho, what's it called? The war in Kurukshetra, Pandava and Gaurava. After the war ended, all Kauravas killed. After kill the Kaurava, where Pandava gone? What they did after that? After the holy war in the Kurukshetra war, all Kauravas killed. After kill the Kaurava, what Pandava done? What they did? That's why Prabhu, I'm thinking this one. What the next level for Pandavas after Kurukshetra war?
The Pandavas did manage the kingdom for a period of time, but by
Mm-hmm.
God's arrangement, they came for a particular purpose to relieve the burden of the earth. So while the burden of the earth was being relieved in small ways here and there,
Mm-hmm.
Krishna's arrangement, he accumulated everyone. He made arrangement. He set up Jarasandha,
Okay.
accumulate people and bring them come and Krishna will wipe them out. So too, he set up a big stage, the Battle of Kurukshetra, where
Mm-hmm.
people go and accumulate all the burdensome people on the earth, brought
Okay.
them one place, and then Krishna divide up, put some powerful ones on this side and some powerful ones on this side, and then
Okay.
they finish up. So when all these were destroyed, then Krishna thought, oh, there's still another big burden, all the Yadus who came with me. That is another burden here. That has to be removed too. So by Krishna's arrangement, he made that Maushala Leela. How
Mm-hmm.
Yadu dynasty will be removed from the earth planet also. So he made it in the form of a curse where some of the young boys dress up Samba as a pregnant woman, when joking by the sages, playing the role of a pregnant woman. Samba's the boys, say whether she'll have a boy or a girl. The sages got angry and said,
Oh.
he'll give birth to an iron club that will destroy the Yadu dynasty.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
then they got really terrified. They got scared, and when they removed, the cloth, then they found an iron club, and they were scared. So they took it to the king, Ugrasena,
Mm-hmm.
and he ground it up to powder
Mm.
and threw it in the ocean. And there was a little piece, and they
Uh-huh.
threw it in the ocean, and that came and grew into strong canes.
Okay. Okay.
And then that little bit was swallowed by a fish, and it was caught by a hunter, Jara, who was an incarnation of Brigu Muni. So he
Mm-hmm.
caught that fish, got this metal tip, and fashioned an arrow with it, an arrowhead. Uh, so anyway, by the Lord's arrangement, that
Uh-huh.
at Prabhas Kshetra, they drank, liquor made from, fermented rice and whatever. became intoxicated and they fought among themselves and gave up their bodies. And that's how Krishna wind up, close up the earthly pastimes that he had come to perform. So everything, Kurukshetra, Leela, the Pandavas left Mahaprasthan, they went up to the Himalayas, they left Parikshit in charge.
Oh, okay, okay.
They left Parikshit in charge, and they all gave up and left. So yes, when the Lord leaves, his devotees leave, and so that's what went on.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Thank you very
Prabhu.
much. Thank you very much, Dr. Gomes. So we're relaxing. Come back to our topic, the holy name. Any question for Rajarshi Prabhu or any response to his question? What can we do, Mataji or
Hare
Panchitata?
Krishna. Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhu. Rajesh Prabhu, you're talking about, your question was how can we get others to chant, and you sent out a challenge for us. So one point that you made, you said, if we cannot give something that we don't have. So I was pondering on that point, and also um, Prabhupada says purity is the force. So if we do not ourselves take to this process that Srila Prabhupada has given in Parampara, then are we going to be successful in giving something that we actually don't have ourselves? Hare Krishna.
For every devotee, we have received something. So Prabhupada said, all of my followers, they should increase the number of devotees. So all devotees have an obligation to Srila Prabhupada to try to share. So the idea is that it is a matter of degree. Purity is the force. So yes, somebody may say, all right, Prabhu, I want to see if I could chant for a little 20, 30 years, and when I come pure, no. Just yesterday, or maybe that got circulated, whether it's something on WhatsApp or whether I was listening, but Prabhupada said, there's something on WhatsApp that a person should not go into seclusion to chant. They give up preaching to go in seclusion to chant. Maybe you all are familiar because these things, I don't get unique things. These things that devotees just have circulating in WhatsApp. I don't know about Facebook. I don't go on Facebook, so it couldn't be there. But on WhatsApp, something somebody sent, Prabhupada said, devotees should not give up preaching to go in seclusion to chant. So today we are chanting, whatever we are doing, we should try to share. That is the spirit. That is Mahaprabhu's order. Amara Agyay, on my order, Mahaprabhu is saying that whoever you meet, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. Everyone we meet, we should do that.
Additionally, Rajarshi Prabhu and Mother Panchatattva, the way to be pushed or to be helped in devotional service is while helping others or to help others. We may not, let's say, have the purity now, but the process is so unique. The process is so transcendental and scientific at the same time that by pushing others up the ladder in devotional service, in turn, we becomes much more times pushed or helped in devotional service. And this was demonstrated by Sanatan Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, telling the jail keeper, you know, free me and you will be free. So thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, so if there is nothing else, just as a reminder for all the devotees that tomorrow morning, um, simultaneously the Sunday program will go on and we will be airing Guru Puja, Tulsi Artik, and then we'll try to zoom in on some of the roadside kirtan and the canter truck. And then His Holiness Bhaktimark Swami will be giving his talk for the Sunday lecture on the holy name. So tomorrow morning is His Holiness Bhaktimark Swami, so don't miss out that. And then the 6-hour kirtan will begin, which will be simultaneously here with the Artik at Hare Krishna Study Center. You wouldn't see Nitai Gaurachandra on the altar. They're in a different mood. They are being painted over. So maybe another week or so we will see them back on the altar. So Panchatattva and Ashingadev are there. So they will be the midday artik for the Sunday feast. And then of course the kirtan will continue here with Guyana doing the first 2 hour out of 6 hour online kirtan. After our 2 hours here, which means at 2, we'll be going out on the road for another 3 hours, which will go till up to 5:30, and hopefully we'll have some glimpse or some interval. Har Kirtan are setting up to air some of those. Otherwise, later on he will upload some videos on the roadside Kirtan. And Monday will continue as normal, the evening session with Kirtan at 6:30. Monday evening, I think we have Bhadra Prabhu. And Tuesday evening is myself and the boys and the Prabhus and Matajis at the Hare Krishna Study Center. We're looking forward for something exciting. Shrishtastikam, a little from Japa, and a few ideas more we have on chanting, offenses and chanting, and Mahaprabhu famous verse, Kirtanya Sadahari, how to, what it will means for us to come to that level to always chant. And then Wednesday evening, who you have Wednesday evening, Harry? Achyuta Gopi Mataji. So we always, again, we just like we hear Hari Prabhu with Kirtan, but then we had the opportunity to hear him last night giving wonderful presentation. So hopefully she can do. So now Hari Kirtan is telling me that he said Achyuta Gopi and now he runs out and tell me she cannot do. So I don't know what is that. So, oh, you mean she can do Kirtan? Okay. So he's saying she cannot do Kirtan, but Achyuta Gopi will lead the discussion for Wednesday evening, which will be the final day of the 1 week Holy Name Festival. And Purushottam continues ongoingly. So thank you all very much. Thank you very much, Rajarshi Prabhu, for leading us this evening. Thank His Grace Omapati Prabhu and the boys that assist with the Kirtan earlier, Hari Kirtan and his local operation here. Rajesh Prabhu, we want to express our gratefulness to you for all these years of dedicated service to the region and to all the devotees. I don't think there is any devotee in the Caribbean that somehow or the other you haven't touched their lives in some shape or form. So we all indebted to you, and please stay healthy and be there to guide us and to help us in our spiritual practice, to inspire us as much as possible. So thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, World Holy Name Festival ki jai. We can all do one Mahamantra together. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare. Hribo, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Vivo.
Bol.
Madaram Madare Yogi Mangaleya Pimangalam Pavanam Pavane Yogi Harinam Eva Kevalam Abramasthamba Payantam Savamaya Mayam Jagat Satyam Satyam Puna Satyam Harinam Eva Kevalam Saguru Sapita Shakti Samata Nandavo Pisa Shiksha Yes Chet Sadasmata Harinam Maeva Kevalam Nishvasenahi Vishtasa Kadharuro Bhavishati Kitaniyamoto Vayat Harinam Maeva Kevalam Harinamo, Harinamo, Harinamaiva Kevalam. Harinamo, Harinamo, Harinamaiva Kevalam. Hari Sada Vasitatra Tata Bhagavata Jana Gayanti Bhakti Bhavena Harina Maeva Kevala Dukam, Mahadukam, Dukkha Dukkataram Jata Kachatam Vismitam Jatna Harinamo Harinamo, Harinamo, Harinamaiva Kevalam. Diyatam, Diyatam, Kano. Niyatam, Niyatam Vacha Giyatam Giyatam Nityam Harinam Maiva Kevalam Kritya Jagatsana Rajate Sakalopali Chiranandamayam Shura Harinam Maiva Kevalam Harinama, Harinama, Harinamaiva Kevalam. Harinama, Harinama, Harinamaiva Kevalam.